Growing up in my household was tough at times. You see, I have this sister. She's 5 years older than me. And while I was always a perfect angel, never annoying, never picking on her, anything like that, she loved to beat me. Now that was frustrating. 5 years older than me, she was smarter, she was stronger, she knew right how to get under my skin. And we would get in these arguments and fights, and I would feel so out of control that there was nothing left for me to yell at her or do except to say, I hate you, which was usually followed up with, I'll kill you. Now, as a general rule in my household, those things were not permitted. My mom would pull me aside and say, son, I need to talk to you. Two things. Number one, you're not allowed to hate your sister. And number two, you're not allowed to kill her either. Now, I learned that lesson at a young age, but it didn't stop the sentiment from rising up within me from time to time. I hate you. I want to kill you. And the weird thing is those two things really go together. Whenever we hate someone, we really wish they weren't around, that they weren't alive, that they weren't in our worlds. And that's a problem. It was a problem for my mom. It's also a problem for our Heavenly Father. See, I think of it like this. I have a really good friend, and I enjoy spending time with him, but I also enjoy his family. You see, his kids are amazing people, and I would do anything for his kids. I would treat them like they're my own kids. If they ever had a need or something I could help out with, I wouldn't hesitate. And our friendship is more powerful and stronger because I love his kids. But if I hated his kids, this guy wouldn't be my friend. If I hated his kids, I don't think we could have a relationship. I couldn't say, hey man, I really love you and I love hanging out with you and the dynamic of our friendship. I just honestly can't stand your kids. I hate your kids. That's a friendship that wouldn't last very long. And the same is true in our relationship with God. It's impossible to say, God, I love you, but I hate your kids. It doesn't work. God has all these kids, every human being he's ever created. They're meant to be his kids, and he has a place in his heavenly home, in his kingdom for every single one of them. And it makes no sense for people to say, you know what, God, I love you so much, but I hate your kids. God's not okay with that. And so whenever there's this issue of hate inside of us towards an individual, very common. Towards a group of people, very common. God has a problem with that. And he wants to correct that in you and in me. He wants to change that in us. He wants his love to come in such a powerful way that it transforms us and it drives all that hatred out. Because here's the truth about hate and about killing and about wishing that there were people we didn't have to look at or ever think of again, just wishing they were out of our world completely. It's usually driven by some form of fear. We feel out of control. We feel powerless. We don't understand. We don't agree. We feel taken advantage of or abused. But again, all this is based on me and my control. We have something better. We have a God, an Almighty, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the one who spoke everything into existence. This is his world, and these are his kids, and this is his family. And he says, you're not allowed to hate your brother or your sister, and you're not allowed to kill them either. So if you want a relationship with God and you want that relationship to grow and develop, make sure you love his kids like he loves his kids with his perfect, unfailing love. Then you're onto something.